Hello, I'm Ray Newcomb.
And I'm Brianna Marr. Let's take a look at what's happening this week in Endicott.
This Wednesday at 6:45 p.m., stop by the LSP Auditorium for a screening of Inhabit, a permaculture perspective, a documentary that explores the many environmental issues facing us today and examines the solutions that are being applied using the ecological design process called permaculture.
At 7 p.m. on Thursday in Lower Callahan, celebrate Black History Month with a screening of Classified X, a film examining the treatment of Black characters throughout the history of American cinema.
And now let's take it to sports with our own Matt Pritchard. Take it away, Matt.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of EC Sports. For EC TV, I'm Matt Pritchard. After the women's hockey team split games at Morrisville State, they find themselves in the national rankings at the 10th spot. They started their trip with a 2-0 loss before turning around and getting the best of Morrisville 3-2. Vendela Janssen was named again CCC Goaltender of the Week after her solid performance between the pipes. The men's team also continues to climb the national picture as they now rank number 10 in the USCHO poll and number 9 in the D3Hockey.com poll. Kevin Aldridge and Jason Kalinowski were named CCC Goaltender and Rookie of the Week as Gulls picked up wins versus CCC opponents Johnson & Wales and Wentworth. They'll look to continue winning as they host Suffolk Thursday and travel to Curry on Saturday. On to the court, the men's basketball team continues to impress as they receive votes in the national poll as well. Kamal Walker was named CCC Player of the Week as the Gulls were all over UNE Gordon this past week. They'll look to continue playing well versus CCC opponents as they travel to Nichols today and host Roger Williams on Saturday. On the women's side, Emily Pratt was named CCC Rookie of the Week as the Gulls went 1-1 on the week. They started off their week with a loss to UNE before bouncing back and getting the best of Gordon 70-55. The Lady Gulls, like their male counterparts, will travel to Nichols today before returning home to host Roger Williams on Saturday. The men's volleyball team continues to play some grueling competition as they saw action versus number 3 Stevens and number 5 Wentworth this past weekend. The Gulls took Stevens to 5 sets but lost 3-2, while they lost 3 sets to 1 to Wentworth, which is an improvement from earlier in the season. The team will host Emmanuel tonight before traveling to Eastern Nazarene on Saturday for their first conference matchup. And that's all for this week in EC Sports. For EC TV, I'm Matt Pritchard. Best of luck to all our teams this week.
At 4 p.m. on Friday, come shred some powder as Endicott runs the Twilight Ski and Snowboard trip to Neshoba Valley. The trip cost is $30 for transportation and a lift ticket. The bus will be leaving from Public Safety at 4 p.m. and leaving Neshoba at 10 p.m. Limited space is available. See your Blue Buzz email for information on how to sign up.
On Saturday, beginning at 10 p.m., come dance your butt off as Endicott Baseball presents Nest Fest. Tickets are $10. Tickets will not be sold at the door, so be sure to get them in advance. See your Blue Buzz email for information on how to purchase your ticket. Not up for dancing? Well, then Late Night Loca presents Couch Potatoes at 8 p.m. Come watch your favorite childhood TV shows while enjoying all the potato foods you can imagine.
Sunday marks the beginning of Random Acts of Kindness Week. Get out there and show the campus that you care. Take a picture of your act of kindness and upload it using the hashtag ECIsKind2017 to be entered to win a prize.
Now let's take it to Shake My Head with Riley and Lexi.
Hi, and welcome back to Shake My Head News, where we give you the most ridiculous stories of the week. I'm Lexi Lozano.
And I'm Riley Fitzgibbons. Playing dead may work for a possum, but it sure didn't work for this woman. When Cheryl Ann Morris crashed her car into a ditch in Alachua, she told troopers who had asked if she was hurt that she was, quote-unquote, dead. To make matters worse, Morris was attempting to put on her seatbelt when officers asked if she was wearing one and replied with, "What, do I look stupid?" Although officers found a small bottle of wine, which a witness said Morris had in her possession, she told officers she only drank 2 beers. After failing a sobriety test and refusing to take a breathalyzer, officers took this possum to the pokey.
A homeowner reached into a squat toilet to grab his dropped keys, but then his arm got trapped. He was forced to call emergency services as he was stuck for several hours. The unnamed man from southwestern China's Yunnan province believed he could rescue the set of keys. They'd fallen into the porcelain toilet and then slipped deep into the pipes. Despite having squatted down for a number 2, the desperate homeowner shoved his hands into the sewage pipes in hopes of catching his keys, but he had failed. To make matters worse, he found he could not pull his arm back out, and with the limb somehow having become stuck in the bending, angular pipe. He alerted his family with cries for help, and members of the city fire brigade were sent to rescue him.
You don't usually expect to see a naked man on a roof hiding from authorities, but hey, it happens. George Famey of Naples, Florida was wearing only sneakers when he climbed on top of a Naples building under construction in a bid to hide from officers inside an air vent. The nude dude even tried climbing on top of a second roof, which is about 40 feet higher than the first. After a Jack Daniels and a beer, Famey was disoriented and began running from the police. It took 5 deputies and the entire fire department to get Famey down, and he remains in the Naples Jail Center, only in Florida.
Here comes a second toilet story for you today. One family's worst nightmare became a reality after a rattlesnake slithered into their toilet and invaded their home. The adult rattlesnake was found in their toilet bowl, and an additional 13 were found in the cellar. A further 10, including 5 babies, were found later in the living foundations of the infested building. The terrifying discovery was made in Jones County, near Buffalo Gap in Texas. Pest control company Big County Snake Removal was called in to remove the animals. The snake in the toilet is believed to have slithered into a broken pipe. The company shared images of the mission to round up the snakes on Facebook. Very professional.
That's all we have for you here today. Thanks for watching.
And thanks for staying foolish.
Do you need help with your thesis? If so, get down to the library on Monday at 6:15 for an hour of survey question-related help.
On Tuesday at 6:30, ECTV will be hosting their weekly meeting at AC 264. Come down and experience what ECTV has to offer.
Reverend Vivian Nixon was on campus this week, and I had the chance to interview her. Take a look. Hi, I'm Brianna Marr, and I am here with Reverend Vivian Nixon from the College and Community Fellowship. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
Could you tell us a little bit about the CCF and your role within the organization?
Sure. College and Community Fellowship is a community-based organization that helps women who are coming out of the criminal justice system, whether it be jail or prison, enroll in college, and we stay with them until they earn their degrees. My role there is executive director, but I started there as a student when I was released from prison in 2001.
So what kinds of programs do these women go through to help them reassimilate?
Well, in our office, they go through life skills training. They attend community meetings, which is an opportunity to build social networks and learn how to interact with people in a positive way rather than a negative way. They have academic counseling available to them and tutoring. Mm-hmm. We also provide social opportunities because a lot of people revert back to their old social habits, hanging out with the same friends. So we want to provide opportunities to go to the movies or go to an amusement park or go to the to do something positive and fun, but not with the same crowd they used to hang out with. So we connect them to other more substantial services that have to do with their health, substance abuse treatment, housing, and those major things that they have to accomplish. But our main role is to really round out the holistic life, that your life doesn't only have to be about work. Education opens up a whole new world for you, and if we add to that cultural components, people just feel much more grounded and comfortable with themselves.
Right, that's really amazing. And how did you get so passionate about the CCF and working with them?
Well, when I was in prison, my work assignment was tutoring adult women who could barely read, and it was amazing to me because one of the privileges I've had in my life is I always went to good schools. Mm-hmm. So it was a literal shock to me that there were women there my mother's age who couldn't read the first paragraph of the newspaper. And so I became passionate about making sure that everybody had at least as much education as I did.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And could you tell me a little bit about, I understand that 98% of the women or over 98% of the women that come out of this program, they sort of steer clear of criminal involvement. And so what does that statistic mean to you?
It's huge because the field term, the jargon is recidivism. And so the national data show that people who go to prison tend to recidivate within 3 years of release at the level of 66%. If we look at the data just in New York City, where our program is, women only recidivate at the rate of 40% within 3 years. Mm-hmm. That's for all the women who come out in year 1, 3 years later, 40% of them will be back in prison. Right. So when you look at our program, over the course of the entire 16 years that we've been in existence, we have had less than 2% recidivism. Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with us today and coming to Endicott to speak.
Thank you. It was a blast.
And that about wraps it up for this week. For everyone here at ECTV, I'm Brianna Marr.
And I'm Ray Newcomb. Have a great week, girls.